Hey, Dark Horse investors, hope you're having a wonderful day. Tonight we're going to go over Helium. This is a unique project. This project is found in DPN. All right, and so let's go over what DPN really is right now. All right, sorry about that. Let's go back to this. Okay, so it stands for decentralized physical infrastructure, right? Network. So all it means is that it's just not one big boss controlling everything. Instead, it's many people working together to share things fairly. All right. So this with this physical infrastructure, you can do real world things. You can do internet, towers, computers, electric cars, solar panels, roofs, vehicles, all the wearable technology. So this network just composed of a group of people, devices that are connected and share information. So how does it work? It's like if you have a Wi-Fi box at home. With VPN, you can share your Wi-Fi with people nearby, and they could pay you with cryptocurrency. All right. So you're already probably thinking like, well, other people can use Wi-Fi now, so what's so magnificent about this? And we'll get to it. And it's really about getting to remote areas, rural areas where it's hard for Wi-Fi in those type of conditions or areas. Like for instance, when I come out to the country for vacation, the Wi-Fi is slow, it's draggy. We don't have enough 5G towers in the area and whatnot, so it can be a little bit slow with the connectivity, right? But some of these devices can solve these problems. Um, so uh, when you think about this, all right, you also by utilizing the network, you can get paid in mobile, which is the cryptocurrency or token that's attached also to this Helium project, and we'll go over that as well too. All right, now I want to look at this article, and this article is written in September of 2023, right? And this is on the Helium's site, so it's under the uses. All right, and you can read up on articles on use cases, so you can get a feel for it. Now, this company is a roofing company. Um, I think they're called Roof Tech. All right, and so here's what happened. Basically, they had reached out looking for network, you know, connection for connectivity, so they can begin to look at real time data. Um, as they can observe the roofing conditions. All right. And so they also wanted to do something with Verizon, but the data was too costly for them and it had limited coverage. So they eventually settled with looking at what Helium Network, okay, to provide some LoRaWAN sensors. Okay. Now, they said it was such an obvious thing for us. T-Mobile and Verizon coverage is awful. We basically work in the rainforest. So with Helium, we're getting readings in places where trees are 200 feet tall. All right. So when you look at these projects like this is real use case. It's called utility. So if you hear the word utility in crypto, this is what utility is talking about, right? So you definitely want to pay attention to utility. That means that companies are actually utilizing their technology. Now, here's the thing. Once they implement the smart roof monitor using Helium, all right, so basically they started notice that mold in their attic. All right, they during their inspection, roof tech determined that their bathroom shower vent fan was disconnected inside the attic and was blowing humid air into the attic for an unknown period of time. All right, so that allowed for the mold to grow, which eventually overtook the entire attic. All right, so they needed a new roof and insulation and replacement. So the roof tech sent the quote for the replacement of the roof and plywood, etc. All right, along with the new roof tech installed a humidity sensor next to the bathroom attic fan with alerting for real-time detection of humidity events in case the fan was disconnected again. All right, so just days later, the 99% humidity alert was received, and tech was able to quickly send a roofer to investigate. The roofer found that the insulation contractor inadvertently had disconnected the vent duct on the way out of the attic, thereby disconnecting the fan again and recreating the exact conditions that caused the mold in the previous roof. All right, so roof tech reconnected the fan and saved the customer from having to replace their roof and entire attic again. All right, this would have resulted in $40,000 would have cost the customer, guys, to replace that if this from the same thing that it was called out initially for. All right, so what does this mean? Okay, now watch this. Look, so these are solutions in rural communities, and this was deep in the Cascade Mountains. Okay, all right, and with helium, right? See this helium project we're looking at, right? This provides us the snapshot of the things that we may not know that we need in the future. So imagine a device that is maybe installed in various parts of um, uh, your vehicle. So because we already have certain things like this on vehicles where it's giving us updates. You know, tire needs to be changed, tires going flat, oil is going low, all those things. But we got other assets, such as with the housing, maybe in the AC unit, it's things like that that can be caught in real time and like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, look like we need to check. There's water leaking in this area. You have no idea because you don't have eyes on that. Well, with this technology now, you can have eyes in a lot of places. When I say eyes, I'm talking about these sensors, these devices that's monitoring, and you can keep your eye on it, and you can save money over the long runs because you can catch things in real time. But hey, something's off. Like for instance, if you think about the vehicle, right? When you have when the door is open, when you thought you closed it, the light will either stay on or it'll beep. All right, it's like a ringing, whatever your car device is, to let you know that the door is ajar. Well, guess what happened back in the day? There was no alerting of that, right? So what happened? Your lights are on. You could drain your battery because the door is open the whole entire all night long. Okay, so do you see how technology has advanced to where we're getting these updates in real time? But there's other assets within our network that don't have that capability, and our house is one of those. Now I know some people got smart homes, so they got some of those bells and whistles, but I don't have a smart home, so to speak. And so having these sensors around would be very, very advantageous, for me, and I can get real life. Uh, I'm sorry, real time update on the data. Let's go back. Let's look at see if they got some other. All right, look at this. So this is recently right here. Texas A&M tracks and analyzing guardian dog behavior with Lone Star tracking. All right, so they're talking about the predators in livestock production consistently pose threats to the livelihood of producers across Texas, having a massive financial implication that both directly impact the producers and drive costs for wool, meat, and related products. So Texas A&M, all right. So this program was founded in 2019. They take a science-based approach to training and management of livestock guardian dogs. All right, so it increased the livestock survival rate since the launch of the program. The evolution of guard dog methods, all right, with the agri-life extension has observed lambing and kidding increase up to 100% less than a year when producers began to use guardian dogs. All right, and so they got some content and stuff that we can play. Let's look and see what's going on here. Let me see. Let's see. Cookies. All right, let's accept all for the cookies. I don't know if that's oh, this is not an actual video. I don't think it is. All right, sorry, it's not. All right, so I'm not going to read through all of this because I want to make these videos shorter. All right, but let's see if we can find some of the key highlights of this. Right. All right, so look at this. So Bill outlined a few problems producers face when working with livestock guardian dogs. For example, every time a dog wanders, it risks being poisoned, shot, caught in a trap, or hit by a car. This poses significant risks, including loss of the dog, value at $3,500, plus increased vulnerability of the livestock of predators, or to predators. Furthermore, constant health checks can be difficult and impossible on large ranches, often spanning tens of thousands of acres. If injuries or health issues go undetected, it can be detrimental to dogs and herd animals. All right, so Texas ranches are vast, ranging from 560,000 acres, sometimes with over 40 guardian dogs. In many cases, ranchers have to go to extreme to deploy helicopters to locate animals on their properties. All right, so the AgriLife extension began searching for tracking solutions to collect the data. All right, and then that's when we have what? We have our LoRaWAN GPS tracking devices that was produced by Helium. All right, okay, here are some of the results based off of that. All right, it led in early detection of health issues. So on here, these tracking dolls that had the collars, the collars was fitted with it, right? All right, and then they had a gateway mounted on windmills and other small towers. All right, so this would help with cellular backhaul and solar panels. In long range allows for ranches to connect sensors to otherwise dead zones. All right, so they had the dashboard and alerting. They had visualization of trends such as animal preference and roaming, and immediate locating of dogs requiring attention or pickup. Okay, remember I'm talking about you need to get eyes on things. You need to be able to detect these things. This is what these sensors are able to do. They give you eyes in places that we normally wouldn't have. Okay, now with the early detection, the health issues, injury, abnormal behavior, saving animal lives, 3,500 per dog plus herd animals when left susceptible to attacks. These are the results it was able to identify. Elimination of astronomical costs in locating herd with helicopters or with time intensive search. All right, so they had access to heat maps and trends to analyze the pasture utilization. This is used for planning things like new water troughs or fencing to optimize space. Right. This is the Helium Network advantage. Right. So when evaluating alternatives, the team found that the cellular systems were impossible due to battery constraints, data ping frequency, and limited coverage. One could easily drive an hour without cell service in these areas. So it makes the LoRaWAN an easy choice. And using Helium, key locations can be covered and devices pre-programmed for any ranch, enabling seamless connection and easy onboarding. All right. Here's a little thing too. One ranch that previously could afford five collars reported that it was able to take the money saved on hardware and infrastructure and apply it to new deployments of hundreds of animals. Guys, this is solving problems. Okay, this is solving massive problems that we see. All right, and you can go in and you can look at all the other things that they're doing that's built with Helium. Now, here's another thing I want you to look at. Let's go look at Google Ventures. All right. So this Google Ventures is the GV. Is the GV stands for Google Ventures. All right. This is their portfolio over here. Right. So these are all of the projects or companies that Google invested in. And what do we have? We have Helium. Okay. So click on this website and take you to Helium, the site that we were just on. All right, we'll go to the use, okay, customer showcase. All right, and you see the articles we just read. Now, to confirm this, you can go right over here to CoinMarketCap and you can go to website, and voila, same website, it pops up. All right, so you see that. Google backs this. All right, let's see. Now, at one point, they did partner with T-Mobile to provide more coverage as well too. All right, so this article was written back in 2022. All right, so it's the crypto carrier. You can read more about this article as well too. All right. So they did start doing some things. Now they had over at the time 1 million hotspots in 73,000 cities of its Internet of Things network. All right, and this is at the time. Now we can actually go on and read more about what Helium currently have. All right, so now when that article was written, it was over 73,000, basically hotspots. But now it's over 375, as you can see right here on the screen. All right, so IoT is Internet of Things hotspots. So these are hotspots that's all over, right? So they basically look, create a world, a wireless world, create a wireless world. That's what they're all about. Share your internet, earn crypto. Hotspots allow you to share your spare bandwidth with your community in exchange for crypto. Okay, so these are what some of the mobile devices look like. Okay, but you also have the other use case where you could put these things in uh, these sensors. You can grab data that's difficult, to be able to grab in other industries. Now you're given that capability. Okay, you could put this in a lot of your inventory of sports, and you can see, you can grab data and say, hey, I noticed that the fans, most fans like to sit on this side, or this. It's so much, we don't even know what we would need them for, but this is what they're doing, right? All right. So Helium flips the traditional wireless infrastructure model and puts you in charge. All right. So you're more so, the world is owned by you, so it's incentivized that, all right, for you to be part of it. Now, a lot of the earnings, okay, is from mobile. Okay, so look at Helium Mobile, and mobile is the token that you earn. All right, so this token is 0.001, and you can actually invest in this as well too. So it's part of the same thing where you can invest in. Um, so this is what you earn by participating. They pay you out in this, and then the other one, which was the actual token itself, you can invest in that as well too. Right? Let's see something. So this was in 2022, before when Google was in start to invest in them. Right? So Google, um, they did close to 200 million. All right. In raising capital. So Google's venture capitalist branch, GV, invested in Helium a few years back. All right. So you see that this is, a big Fortune 500, big tech company that's actually invested and backing this project. And a lot of people don't know about. All right. And so that's a real good thing as well. Let's go back and look. Let's look at some metrics. All right, 1.16 billion market cap. Total supply. Max supplier is 223. Total 175 million. All right, that's really good. So that means that we can really see a larger price valuation in the future, because the lower the supply, the better. That means you're not overly diluted for the most part. All right, here are the markets that you have. So pretty good, decent sized exchanges: Coinbase, KuCoin, Kraken. All right, check out some of the news that's going on with them. Um, and here's their socials. All right, so let's go here. All right, here's a social. So make sure you go over here, you follow, stay update what's going on. And I play this little snippet right quick, see what's going on, about 46 seconds.
Cryptocurrency. And discovery mapping is kind of like a technical word for really sharing your location. So we understand where people tend to gather, people tend to go, and we use that data, we anonymize it. We don't monetize it at all, but we allow our subscribers to opt in to sharing. And if they do opt into sharing that, they earn a reward, and that reward comes in the form of a cryptocurrency.
And you can use that reward to pay for your cell phone plan. So, I mean, obviously you could also sell it or trade it, do whatever you want. It's a token. But I think that most people, what they're doing is they're using it to pay for their cell phone plan, which is giving them
Yeah.
some people. I've heard some people are getting free cell phone plans basically as a result of that.
Oh yeah. Discovery.
All right. So discovery mapping, like I said, is good as well too, where you can now pick up on trends. How do people behave in certain, situations, as far as out and shopping, etc. Like, let me give you an example. So there's one company that determined whether or not they wanted to invest in Walmart based off of scanning uh, how many cars are in the parking lot, all right, of during the holiday season for Walmart, literally. So if it came below the quotum of how many cars, that determined whether or not whether they're going to short the stock or they're going to long the stock. All right. But they also had to do what? They had to send out someone to survey that or surveillance that. Well, what's going to start happening is they're going to have so many sensors to be able to collect that data. And this is why when people start sharing your location, it's seeing. I mean, how often does this person go to Starbucks? How often does this person, whatever? And then of course, you got your cookies on your website. I mean, people go to this site. It's all this stuff is being collected, but it's also in a big billions and billions and almost trillions of dollars industry where your data is being sold. It's more valuable. All right, that if I can know. So somebody asks you, would you want somebody to give you $1 million, or would you want to have access? If you give somebody 1 year to have access to key data, what would you choose? Most people would say I want the million because they don't understand how valuable data is. But if you gather that data, it can tell me a whole lot. Even in the trading world, all right, we use a lot of sentiment. If I know that 40% of you guys are sitting at a certain level, at a price level in the market, and if I can detect that and know that that's routinely been in that area, that gives me an edge that I could exploit the market. I can see things that you can't see. This is a numbers game, right? So pay attention to this. Once again, this is not financial advice. You do your own research. Do whatever you have to do. But I like helium. All right. Price is decent. All right. Now let's look at the all-time high. 3 years ago was at $55.22, which means it has the capability of getting there. Now, a lot of people look at price. I like to look at market cap, all right, because it paints a better picture. So let's go back to all right, and so let's go back to up here. So that means that it was November 13th, 2021. The market cap was at 5.18 billion. Okay. And so right now, the market cap is at 1.16. So if we can get back to a 5.18 billion market cap, you may be looking at over here a $55 project. All right. Now, the low 2020 was 25 cents. Now let's look at the price performance over the year. So the last 52 weeks. So we was at a high of $11 and some change, and we was at a low of 287. So we're within a happy medium right now when it comes to this. Okay. Now let's look at Helium, the mobile one, which was at a discount really, really well a couple of weeks ago, months ago. Um, I mean, look at all these zeros, guys. This is where you really want to eat right here, right? So this is at 0.00007%. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was able to get in at some of these low uh, triple zeros. So I did pretty well getting into that, right? Um, so with that being said, all right, think of this is the incentives. Think about these are the mobile tokens that people earn for participating in the network. All right. Now it's 100 billion is the total supply. It doesn't have a max, so you have to be concerned about if it don't have a max, meaning that they can just inflate. So think about the U.S. dollar. There's if the U.S. dollar was put on here, of course the supply would be in the trillions, and then if it says max supply, you don't have it. That means that they can just keep printing more and more money. So you have to be mindful of that. Now here's a good thing on this: 90 million. All right. So 90 million is is the market cap. Okay. So with a 90 million market cap, let's go back. Let's look. Let's see what's going on. Let's go back to the all. Let's see how high it has gotten before. All right. So at one point we had a $536 million market cap back in this was December 18th of 2023. All right. So let's do a little math on that. So if we do get back up to this area, we can see that price over here will jump up to about 0.0059 or 0.006 of a cent. So it puts us close back up to the all-time highs that you see right there based off that particular market cap. And definitely if it can get up to $1 billion market cap, we really are talking now. We're talking about maybe a 1 cent 2 cent helium mobile for that particular price. All right. So check out the both of these. Um, do some more research. Look at the use case. Utility is really huge when it comes to these guys. All right. And make sure you follow them on Twitter so you can get a lot of updated things that's happening in the network. All right. So you see a lot of uh, interviews that are happening. Okay, so DPN is the catalyst for mass adoption. Let's build solutions everyone can use. All right, so I believe Solana, all right, and Helium are doing some huge partnerships. All right, so that's another thing you really want to think about. So take the time, go over here, look at some of these interviews. You can also look on YouTube as well too, but Twitter is really good to give you these bite-sized pieces. All right, and you can be able to study a lot. All right, so y'all have a great one. Hit the like button, subscribe. This is your boy E White with Dark Horse Investor. Y'all have a great night.